Check out these massive beasts. Today I am raising demon legends from scratch. They grew into giants and completely wrecked my entire living room. We even had to run from secret hunters and helicopters. It gets crazy. I was holding two of the most dangerous, beautiful magical stones. Here's the story. It all started deep in the woods, inside a cave behind a giant waterfall.
But first, hit that like and subscribe button to see the rest of the story.
I found these two glowing spirit stones hidden alone in the dark. I carefully picked them up before any wild animals could find the nest. I stuffed them in my backpack and sprinted all the way home. I built a warm little nest with towels and heat lamps to keep them safe. The first 3 days were brutal. I barely slept checking their temp. I even played thunder sounds on my phone to make them feel at home. On the fourth night, the blue stone suddenly started shaking on its own. Quiet guys, listen. I heard a tiny scratch and then a loud crack. I completely froze. A tiny blue nose poked right through the shell. It was Derpy, a super clumsy blue demon cat with goofy red eyes. He was so small he fit right in my hand and started licking my fingers. But the white stone was still dead silent. I was getting really worried. Derpy waddled over and gave his new friend a clumsy little smack. Suddenly, the white stone started pulsing with blinding bright light. Boom! Meet Sassy, a grumpy six-eyed pigeon wearing a tiny black hat. Sassy immediately flew up and landed right on top of my head. Derpy tried to jump on my leg but clumsily fell on his back. They started playfully wrestling on the rug like crazy little kids. I knew they were growing fast and needed some real food immediately. I decided to do a massive food challenge starting with a fresh apple. Derpy took one sniff, sneezed loudly, and swiped the fruit away. Sassy grabbed the hot cheesy pizza and inhaled it in a single second. But the real show started when I brought out a giant juicy watermelon. Derpy leaped onto it and completely shredded the rind with his claws. Within a minute, my entire kitchen was covered in sticky red juice. A week passed and they literally doubled in size overnight. They were now the size of large dogs and it became a huge problem. Sassy unlocked a crazy superpower. She could turn totally invisible. I saw cookies floating in midair and bites magically appearing. Then Derpy accidentally fired off his very first plasma blast. I ducked just in time as the blue energy shot straight into my TV. It melted the screen in a split second. The apartment was too small. They were knocking over vases and destroying all my furniture. I had to build them a backyard sanctuary before the cops showed up. I spent the entire morning building a massive enclosure outside. I finished the platforms and fences just in time to let them out. Sassy zoomed out the door, flying around her new giant towers. I got them massive rubber tractor tires to play with as new toys. Derpy completely shredded the thick rubber to pieces in seconds. He got so incredibly huge that I could actually sit on his back. Sitting on a demon cat while a six-eyed pigeon flew by was crazy, but we instantly found a massive problem when he tried to fly up. He couldn't fly straight. We crashed hard right into the bushes. His left tail fin was severely damaged. He looked so sad and hurt. I gently touched his torn fin. I knew I had to fix this right now. I ran straight to my garage and grabbed all my heavy-duty tools. I started building a custom mechanical prosthetic tail from scratch. It took hours of welding, but the new red tail fin looked amazing. I brought the new gear outside. Derpy looked at me full of hope. I carefully strapped the metal fin on and clicked the buckles shut. He wiggled it around. It fit perfectly. He gave a huge, goofy smile. Derpy launched straight into the air, soaring above the trees. Sassy joined him in the clouds. They were finally flying together. I cheered for them, but then I saw a strange red light blinking. A creepy black drone was watching us. We had to leave immediately. I panicked and sprinted back to the house. We were found! I grabbed my gear and packed a bag. We had to escape now. I threw them in my old Jeep and drove far away from the city.
Chill out, driver. We're just passengers.
We drove deep into the Rocky Mountains to hide from hunters. We finally stopped at a high cliff. It was completely empty. They jumped off the edge and finally flew free in the sky. Derpy was doing barrel rolls and shooting plasma for fun. Sassy turned invisible and totally jump-scared me mid-air. Suddenly, a deafening noise echoed through the mountains. 3 black helicopters appeared right over the ridge. They instantly fired an electrified steel net into the sky. The glowing net hit Sassy perfectly. She was totally trapped. She got tangled and started falling fast towards the rocks. Derpy roared loudly and dived straight down to save her. He tried to bite the steel net, but got shocked really hard. I ran forward, but they dropped a heavy gas bomb right at me. Thick green sleeping gas instantly filled my entire vision. My vision went totally blurry and I blacked out on the grass. When I finally woke up, the helicopters were completely gone. Sussie was gone. Derpy was sitting alone, glowing with pure rage. I saw heavy tire tracks leading straight to their secret base. We sneaked into their heavily guarded camp under cover of night. There she was. Sussie was trapped inside a cold steel cage. Derpy completely lost it. He went into full alpha demon mode. He smashed through the solid steel gates like they were paper. The hunters ran for their lives. Nobody could stop this beast. He fired a massive plasma blast to melt the heavy cage lock. Sussie was finally free. We quickly wrecked the rest of the camp. We went back to the cliff. It was time for them to fly free. Subscribe if you love this crazy demon pet adventure. See ya.